You don't have to work this organisation. You're all about the fracking. There's other ways to work in the national reserve banking system.
There you go, the process notices have been put on the edges of each one. Quite a demo outside. Really, I can only really see through the window because we're inside. That's quite a demo outside. We're inside as well. It's quite interesting. The whole branch is now being closed, it seems, by this.
We need to stop investing in something that kills people everywhere that it is carried out. Fracking kills people as a fact. You don't have to fight. You don't have to work here.
And they're closing all the shutters are down.
The corruption, the genocide that is funded directly by Barclays, they're laughing at you. Because by taking money off you and putting it into a process that will poison you, you are consenting to be poisoned. Because it's not hidden. If you look, if you Google it, if you do other search engine searches, look into fracking and you'll find it's a horrid, toxic process that will put chemicals into the water system that are not safe to drink. They will maintain, eternally say, we did not cause the damage, but we have the evidence. The reports are coming out now, the scientific proof that these companies are funding genocide. And it doesn't take a lot of looking. You can just search on the internet and find out what fracking is about. Find the safe place where fracking has been carried out. You cannot, because everywhere they carry it out, it kills and poisons people. Fracking is not safe, and Barclays are backing the fracking. This is the most important battle that is happening in the world today, because it is a direct assault on your water supply. The age of the oil system is going, it's made the most of. We've got all the ways of generating electricity, powering motor vehicles, so they're phasing out oil. The next commodity is water, and a fracking operation uses thousands upon thousands of gallons of water that is irreparably damaged by the process. Radioactive material, cesium-137. Look into that, nice little toxic radioactive material used in the drilling process. It's used as a marker for the drill. That comes down through the water aquifer. An operation that they're planning to over Chester, the known earthquake zone. These fracking operations are carried out where they know there's fault. Especially the well casings fail out, it's an industry standard. The well casings fail, and the chemicals used during the operation will leach into the water over a matter of time. But if you do that on an earthquake fault, the water will migrate via that fault into the water supply uncontrollably. The heat pollution that will be carried out, methane, CO2, uncontrollably into the environment. This is not a safe process, and Barclays are backing that with your money. Every time they take bank charges off you, every time you deposit money in there, that money rests on their bankroll, and it's being used directly to fund those fracking operations. Third Energy last week got the okay.
Some people are watching it as well.
In Yorkshire, North Yorkshire. Really difficult. The fact that it's been done conventionally, this is the first full fracking operation that has been carried out since the earthquake over in Lancashire that was down to fracking over 5 years ago. Barclays are backing fracking. Everywhere where people find out about fracking, they are opposing it. Usually thousands of people coming out, taking time from their work to oppose fracking. And to voice that opinion, they can only get the process through if people do not stand up for them. They can hide the operation that they're carrying out. If their energy is carrying out, then They can sneak it through, as they've done in Lancashire, not very much in the mainstream media, but a very, very important operation that has been okay by the corrupt Conservative council there, at the request of the Conservative government.
I just wanted to totally...
You're backing fracking by
you still got £10.
any association with Barclays. This corrupt organisation is going to kill people. It is a scandal that you'll find out in a few years when they poison the water, that's why you get water being suspicious, forcibly. They've got to charge a premium for water, and it is not fair.
So now they could try
and finance fracking operation, which are going to kill people up and down the country.
Alright. Everybody in the here okay?
Yeah, one man was a graphic. One contractor.
I'd rather find third energy in Yorkshire. Uranium 235 leaking into your water supply. Other radioactive
Right, so now we're back outside, so we've got a bit of that. I need money, but we need to get it out in front. There's actually loads of people who are now outside, so we got a bit in there. Police have just arrived, so I've gone outside. But I think it was quite interesting. Got quite a lot of what he was saying inside there. There are loads have gathered because of this now. As you can see. So there you go. Sorry, man. It's right outside of the Scotland did, and I think Wales, it's not in a situation where they're going to frack in Wales at the moment, so I don't know the exact details. So no one's tuned into this, but we've been inside the bank for some time in the earlier parts. You might want to go and check bambuza.com for the earlier part, / channel 17, I think. Of course, the bank has been closed down. We were inside there.
New text message from Colin Maily Mao. Hi Mike, it's Katie. I'm just on my way to Liverpool with Dad and Dot, staying for the weekend. Will you be around at all? Would be good to see you XXX.
See now that there is cops over there. I'll just lift this one up. Cops right over there. They've just turned off a few minutes ago. So see what's happening there now. It's the same. Doesn't look too different, does it? We're talking to them there, I think, yes. They're probably talking. He's probably stopped at this point. It would have been interesting at that point, maybe. I doubt we'll get back in if he tries to do that. So yeah.
That's hanging upside down.
Is it?
What do you know?
Well, I got in there for about 20 minutes, left when the police turned up. So I was inside for about 20 minutes. I was inside. No, I was. Yeah. There's nothing good footage. Oh no, just stood around really. I left when the police came, but nobody said anything. Nobody said anything at all. I just suppose we'd get it back in now, would we? Speaking to them now. Maybe a bit of a shame that we couldn't get that. I was thinking it would have been a bit unsafe at that point. So we got quite a lot of what Steve was saying in there, but he's talking to the police now.
Is he? Yeah, he was talking about genocide and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Steve Spy was saying that if you let fracking, you're accepting genocide.
We're not going to get back in now. I haven't decided to go outside and stuff, so...
Do you want me to say anything?
What's that?
Do you want me to say you don't want to do it?
No, I've got an account with Barclays, yeah. Whether that's obviously not going to be... The problem is you can't close... Even if you go with the side of process with this, you can't close your account when you've got an overdraft, so... Okay. Oh, there's banking shut down. I was inside before, and it's because of the protests against their involvement in the fracking that's been happening in North Yorkshire. They're 97% owned by energy, which is... fracking is very dangerous to people's health and the water supply, so it's led to the protesters to pretty much shut the bank down, and there's been a long sort of speech on a megaphone about it.
I don't know, some people say, you're clear, Steve, service, mate, I'm not gonna, you know, I want to know.
Can't get in at all today. Just let's take a look at what we've got inside then now. Steve Spy, he was speaking to the police just then. He's coming through to the door now. Right. I'm not sure what that was.
Don't know why. Barclays is fracking. It will kill people up and down the country. They own nearly all of Third Energy, which has given the permission to drill in Yorkshire. When they roll out up and down the country, huge amounts. Sexton is also being targeted by Third Energy. It is very, very important that people start looking into this and opposing the fracking operation. The fracking is going to poison your water. When you bank with Barclays, when you deal with this corrupt company, you are directly backing a fracking operation that is killing people in America. It's killing people in Australia. These are all facts that you can look into on the internet. Google it. Fracking causes cancer. The chemicals, the radioactive material, like cesium-137, used in the drilling process, the part where the drill goes, leaks very, very effectively into water. You can't taste it. And they will say, that water is safe to drink. But there is no guarantee, as they found out in Australia. Voices from the gas field.
Yeah, I've seen that
on
YouTube.
Gasland 1 and 2. All films and documentaries about the fracking operations that Barclays is now declaring that they support and fund directly. It will poison your water. Google fracking. See if you can find anything good about this nasty process which is being pushed on us as a gap fuel between the switch from oil to renewable energy. We have the technology to go directly through to renewable energy. There doesn't need to be any stopgaps, and we don't need stopgaps that poison your water, make short-term profits for these companies. Third Energy, a tiny little company set up to frack, and then once they frack, they will leave us and our children to be doing the clean-up. You cannot clean a water aquifer that has been drilled 2 miles under the ground and fractured with toxic and radioactive materials. They can't clean that up. There is no pressure now. Now we're in the foreseeable future for cleaning radioactive material out of drinking water. The bottled water being sold in the shops now then will be pushed up in price, and you will find that is a new commodity that they will use to control us. radioactive plastic chemicals
We're
waste
inside for about
water.
20 minutes, maybe we should
It's been
stay
poured on top now in California.
5 to 20 minutes until it's...
And we're told this is safe to do. It is toxic radioactive material
He hasn't been.
with lots and lots of nasty chemicals that you would not like to ingest.
Oh yes.
The fracking water is...
You know, if you've just joined us, by the way, I go and checked earlier a bit. We were inside
They
Barclays.
will not drink it.
We saw the place closed down. It was quite interesting.
They ship in bottled
Later on, check the
water.
early bit. You'll like that.
For them to drink, but still insist that the water,
Well,
we were
the
left
cops
to
arrived, and I decided it might be a bit dodgy, but nobody got arrested. The security didn't even pick
And
it
the
up.
situation will be,
What's happened
well,
here?
you prove that the fracking company caused all this damage and poison to the water. Well, we know what it's doing. The evidence is there. Look into the evidence of what is happening in America.
Yeah, well, luckily, outside you've just joined us.
Look into the fracking operations they're doing damage.
Well, it is the countryside that's being wrecked by
United
fracking,
States,
potentially.
in Australia and New Zealand,
As a bystander,
banned in Germany, banned in France. There are huge amounts of countries realising that fracking is bad news for your water supply.
Absolutely true.
So don't back the fracking by banking with Barclays. Change your account. The only fracking operation, the first frack that he carried out in the UK caused an earthquake. That was in Lancashire. I felt that earthquake. I was in Manchester at the time. I felt that earthquake. It's now...
We felt the earthquake in Manchester.
By the Geological Service, British Geological Service, that operation was caused by fracking. It also contaminates
in the Fylde
water.
Coast, that.
It releases CO2, methane, which is a toxic greenhouse gas. It is not something that you want in your air, and people are breathing that in. For any vital amount of fracking gas to be extracted, it needs hundreds and hundreds of wells, which when you're in a place like America, you might have the space. In Australia, they might have the wide open space. We do not have that luxury. If fracking goes ahead in the UK, you will definitely be poisoned. We will all be poisoned. This is a concern for every single person, and the damage will be left to our children. When they look back and say, well, what did you do?
Well, maybe that's why, yeah. It's amazing that it was an exploratory event in the Fylde Coast.
You might be able to say, I don't...
But you might have even been able to feel in Manchester. So.
Now, people are out
the only time that there's been any fracking was that as well, 2011. So
just Google fracking.
And now we're about to possibly have it in North Yorkshire, depending on how much of a battle there is.
Short-term profits that these companies
Stop them
make
going ahead.
out of making a mess of our water supplies, peppering the landscape with drills, and the fat cats will then just sit back. Third energy won't like. Barclays will carry on after the folded third energy, taking none of the responsibility for the destruction
they can,
they
have
brought on our
lots of
environment.
But they were worried about the
They are
Hudson
killing people
being poisoned by it.
in America.
That is where all the aquifers in
And
Pennsylvania.
look into the voices from the gas fields.
That would affect New York City, so... And that was mentioned in Gasland. It's still very dodgy.
And it didn't stop there. They drilled
The Hudson River, they were worried about it being affected by the fracking in Pennsylvania.
A beautiful countryside in Australia, cleared for
And that would be poisoning of millions of people in New York City as well.
Poison everybody's water. People living on...
It's like here, it's like Lake Vernway or, you know, we send water to Liverpool, so we affect some of the aquifers and you're affecting huge cities then.
But
it all goes to Liverpool and Manchester. So.
Everybody's home. The government has given them permission to frack under your home without your consent. They can go right under it, and you won't even know about it until it's too late. I've been around the houses in Lancashire that were damaged by the earthquake. It was caused directly by the only fracking operation. This is a new, highly toxic process that Barclays is fracking. You can do your bit by switching to a different bank, the credit union.
I did mention before that I've got an overdraft, so I can't close it. I am with them, but I can't close it until that's sorted. I think they're really friendly in the local branch, but it's not the fat cats at the top and the people who own it that you're seeing there. And all the hidden Rothschild connections, whatever else there is. With all these things.
Rate it in when you do that because they charge you the most. You can get the best deal by switching the bank.
The Barclays overdraft is the only reason I'm standing here.
Bank just for switching your account to them.
That's 7 quid coming to Liverpool so far, isn't it?
You have the clear conscience that you weren't back in the fracking. You did your little bit to stop it. You told your neighbours. You Googled it. Found out about the fracking. The Barclays here is funding massively and openly. They don't care about you knowing about it. They think too many people will just not care about their drinking water, and they will be able to complete their evil path of poisoning all of the UK.
Probably a water filter wouldn't be enough to solve it. Some Gasland with the chemicals in the water were enough to light the tap on fire with a lighter, wasn't
Don't take anybody's word for it. When they say it's safe, don't take their word for it. Look into it. Find out if putting toxic chemicals into your water is actually safe. Whether there are any safe methods. We know it's not safe. All these well cases fail to industry standards. Over time, the well cases will fail. They will leak toxic chemicals into the water. But just by coincidence, where they're drilling, everywhere they're drilling, there is a water aquifer underground. They go right through the water aquifer into the shale layer and
some of the stuff
explode it.
got written already.
Using uranium challenge.
Apartheid in the 80s, Barclays were back in that in South Africa, I heard about that.
They can't control where those fractures go to.
Fracking in the 10s, whatever we call this decade. Frack off, or is it? That's one thing we can thank it for. Frack off's always called it. For friendly fracking bank. The slogan is that you can't borrow from the earth on a permanent overdraft.
Your children.
Let's have a look at some of the comments coming in.
Will be left with poison
That's already toxic, the Hudson River. I'm not surprised. New Jersey has a lot of industry, doesn't it?
Well, the age of oil is going. We do not need oil anymore. We've got renewable energy up and down. We can switch to renewable energy. We don't need bridging fuels like fracking gas, radioactive gas. We don't need it. We've got enough with nuclear power stations. We've got coal. We've got all those operations. They are not a fraction of the damage that will be caused if fracking goes ahead in the UK. You can do your bit and look into fracking and see what you think of the operation, and Barclays directly funding those operations. They have permission from the government. It's the local councils. I'm pretty sure the Labour councils, many will object to the planning commission. The government will give themselves permission and then overrule those planning commissions. Push fracking on us, whether we like it or not. They don't care. The Conservative government does not care about you. You need to make sure
So I've just written that
when you
on
get
there.
into office, whether it be local government, parish councils, central government, make sure that they're not fracking because there's clear evidence of the damage that has been wrought in other countries and will be wrought here if we allow just one well.
We've got a
In
bit more to
Australia,
do.
you can chat to the farmers, I chat to people in Texas, and they say just start it with one well. We didn't know what it was, but now we don't have that luxury. We don't have that excuse.
The reason we are here outside Barclays today protesting is that Barclays own 97% of the company that has just been granted permission to frack in North Yorkshire. Fracking's been linked to numerous health issues taken place in America. It involves injecting dangerous chemicals into the ground in an effort to try and extract the last trace of gas and coal that are still left after the coal mining industry closed. The frackers claim that it will give local jobs. This is a lie. They claim that it will give cheaper energy. This is a lie. Fracking, when it last took place in the UK, caused earthquakes. That is the truth. Fracking, when it last took place in America, has been linked to numerous diseases. It's been linked to cancer, it's been linked to spontaneous nosebleeds and other problems. It's even been been attributed to contributing to the
Oh, there was a demo, yeah. Oh, let's give a quick backstory as quick as I can. Fracking's just been approved in North Yorkshire for the first time in the UK after a small experiment in Lancashire that caused earthquakes. Barclays are behind 97% of the funding of this third NG who are behind it.
Oh, no,
this is the one that's been... I've been inside there before while the megaphone... we talk about all this on the megaphone. This is the other one's been there, yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry.
They own a company called Third Energy. They own 97% of that company. They cannot deny responsibility.
Yeah.
If anyone would like to leave a message for Barclays, we have a sheet down here which will be posted all over their social media channels later. We also message them on Facebook. Their Facebook account is Barclays UK. You can also tweet at them.
I've got another one of the store staff to can't write down as well. Barclays is trying to make a permanent withdrawal from here.
Them fracking our country. This is the advice on the insiders, not the people who is basically not a tracking rig legal line. Like many tracking rigs, it's held together with justice. Just the same one, just the same as the one was down at Ellesmere Court when they were doing a test drill there a couple of years ago. Not many people know this, but in only a couple of weeks' time, fracking industry will be undertaking testing of its sensors. They will be testing to see whether it's viable to frack right on our front door. This is not Yorkshire problem.
Sorry about that. I couldn't write at the same time, you see. I've just added that one.
It's national.
Seeing some more stuff getting written down. Social injustice, shame on you, Barclays. Stop poisoning the planet for pounds.
Do you really want your children growing up in a country
You can't borrow from here on a permanent overdraft.
their own tap water?
We've written three Actually, it's a quick. Try and guess which three it is.
You want your children growing up in a country where the pollution...
The permanent overdraft?
Yeah.
Right.
They can't even go outside without wearing a filter, as happens in China.
I'm switching to a bank that doesn't back 30
Yeah, I
years.
wouldn't mind it.
Right. And one more?
Yeah.
To protest against Barclays.
There's two more.
Your water
The problem
safety.
is
Yeah, I did that one.
Barclays. The problem is a large-scale problem. The problem is Tories, basically. Tories going behind our backs. Tories trying to do what they like because it'll make them money instead of trying to build a future where we can grow older. I have two younger brothers. I don't want them growing up in a country where they can't even drink their water, where they can't go outside. And I just really, I urge you, please get in touch with Barclays. Please spam the hell out of their Twitter account at Barclays UK and let them know exactly what you think of funding fracking. And please, 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 leave them a message so that we can do the same later today. If you have an account with Barclays and you want to change accounts, Nationwide is currently offering a deal where if a current Nationwide customer recommends you get £100 each. There's other much more ethical banks, even though that is a quite often more of. And we just urge you, please tell Barclays exactly what you think. Please show your support, and please let others know. Pass on the word.
I'll do on this one now as well.
Free Preston! Free Planet! Free Yorkshire! Free Planet! Free Preston! Free Planet! Free Yorkshire! Free Planet! Barclays fracking! Dirty fracking! Barclays fracking! Dirty fracking! Barclays fracking! Dirty fracking! Barclays fracking! Dirty fracking! Frack free Yorkshire! Frack free Planet! Frack free Preston! Frack-free Wales! Frack-free Yorkshire! Frack-free Wales! Frack-free Preston! Frack-free Wales! Barclays, you will see, Britain will be frack-free! Barclays, you will see, Britain will be frack-free!
Sorry about the coverage, I'm just trying to deal with the Barclays.
Dirty fracking! Barclays fracking! 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 Dirty fracking! Frack-free Yorkshire! Frack-free Wales!
It's a lot. Come on, it's not really letting to do that.
Frack-free Wales!
Oh, I thought not. Like, told you I was a fine little book. Is there that?
Well, I changed the battery, I've had enough. So yeah, just trying to get the battery into another camera so I can't film properly. However, you can still hopefully hear what's happening at the moment.
For those of you who are wondering why the hell there's a protest outside the bank today, we are here to protest because Barclays Bank owns 97% of Third Energy, which is the company that will be fracking in North Yorkshire. It's just being given permission to start. Fracking is a dangerous industry, and yet the bank is pushing it through to pay and funding this dangerous industry. The latest earthquake last time it took place in the UK. We have bailed out the bank, goodness knows how many times. We're losing our own money because of the bank, because our tax money is going.
He's got prime, hasn't he?
Come on. We give their bankers bonuses, their bankers stab us in the back.
Right, I can get you back.
We would not like to the bank is funding the destruction of our planet.
Stop poisoning our planet and our water!
If you would want to have an account with Barclays and would like to tell them exactly what you think of them fracking in the UK, Nationwide is currently offering a deal where if a current customer recommends you, you get £100 each. It's easier than ever to switch banks. So what excuse have you got for pumping money into fracking and funding the fracking industry? The Tories are stabbing us in the back. The bankers are, as usual, stabbing us in the back. We don't want fracking here, but we don't want fracking anywhere.
Alright.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know if people are taking a picture of that. Track our future. There's loads of taking pictures of this. So yeah, and the bank is still very much closed. I don't think the staff are too concerned about it though, but we've already got into the rhythm of these protests already. Because Barclays is involved in quite a lot of stuff, including in the 80s, I think it was involved in the apartheid of South Africa in some financial way. Now the reason for this sort of thing is that financial institutions often like to are linked to the ruling banking families, which obviously Barclays is. And big families like the Rothschilds often back both sides of a war. So it's that sort of... Oh yeah, thanks. Good. Oh right, look at this. God, it's taking any minute, like. Stop. You've done it. You've done it. That's going to be his White House. White House. It's getting annoyingly hard to open. Still not effing open. Come on. Can't hold this and drink water, but that's about the limit. Hello. Afternoon.
Barclays, why aren't you letting any of your customers inside? There's enough police here to protect you from the violent hippies. I'm pretty sure that we won't be causing too much disruption if you just open the door and let your customers in. I'm sure they would be very, very grateful.
Like, did you like the thing for fast food on? Yeah, I was there. Bumped into the Leave campaign, you know. Like, one of them had an absolute fit when I said I'm about to remain.
I am as well, to be honest. I am as well.
It's basically what it was. Came up with had quite a mate in myths and whatever. You know what I mean? One of the myths that came up with was like, do you realise that you use the fans? You know, like, I mean, you know, I can comprehend that.
Top-down logic, isn't it?
I thought it was a myth. To be honest with you, really people can ban non-EU immigrants from emigrating here or coming here because the UK government.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reality.
Well, act like the USA with their very, very strict policies. How to get in there.
I totally get it, but I mean, I couldn't take it, but in saying that, I'm saying, like, you know, I'm happy wrong and accept I could be wrong. I'm saying the guy that had a fit was a UKIP activist.
Yeah, well, they are annoying.
Yeah, and then, like that. If I'm not saying, I could be wrong, you know, and I'm like that, but if it's not him, he looks like one of them.
But you have, I suppose that's the problem with the left. Some left-wing people are against staying in because of the fact they're quite right-wing and bureaucratic is a difficult one. But
I'll be honest with you, I'm not saying the perfect.
no.
You know, it has a bit of both behaviour and everything.
Yeah.
But the reality is, there's far more shady people on the Leave campaign compared to the
Oh, of course there are.
You know, you think about it, Rupert Murdoch, Katie Donald Trump.
Well, it's the UKIP side, that, isn't it, as well? So that's the
every
problem.
right-wing fascist.
Yeah, obviously.
Most of the Tories.
Yeah, most of them, yeah. Except for...
Most of the Tories, you know what I mean? I pay a lot of attention to them.
But, well, we would be left with the main, just Tory government type things, running things only if you didn't have them at all, that's the thing. And less right, so, you know, I think on balance,
either way,
saying, but it's...
I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying it's perfect.
But of course there is, yeah.
Well, you know, but I think it's definitely worse off believe.
It's definitely not completely cut and dry. It's not necessarily a clear choice, but it's one that you know. So, as I say, I've seen lots of left-wing people who aren't staying in. You know,
himself actually said this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm supporting the Leave campaign because I don't control Brussels, but I control.
Oh, I've seen that sent round.
You know what I mean? And, and that's to me, that's,
Whereas?
That's what evidence on
Whereas Branson is he's for exit. He's for staying in, I think. Branson.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that. It's Branson. I think he's corrupt and stuff like that.
Oh, he's a businessman, yeah. Money, isn't it?
Well, that's what I did. Because we compare it. I say on the news, it's far more shady.
Well, it would be, because obviously it attracts anybody who's anti-immigration or anybody who's right-wing and sort of, it attracts all that, obviously. So, even if there are left-wing arguments as well, which I've seen. So,
I'd rather that.
I'm John Close,
well, the police on the megaphone.
I'm asking you to move away from the doorway parking place and press peacefully over there close to the train. Therefore, today, making a 14:55
there will be seismic testing taking place in Stafford in only a couple of weeks' time.
Right, so the latest development is that the police are now going to try and move this protest away from the immediate front of Barclays to the other side of the street. Of course, that's going to be met with some resistance, obviously.
97% of Third Energy, which is the company that will be fracking in the UK. They will be fracking at a location
So, if you stay live, if we can stay on, you'll see what happens when they try to do that in a few minutes.
You like selling flamingo land. See a lovely fracking rate in the distance. Causing all of that light pollution, all of that water pollution. Don't worry though, it's all the light.
Don't get much attention off them.
40 minutes to protest. 40 minutes to protest over by the street.
So 40 minutes to protest. Could mean that there's some sort of set time that was already in place, I don't know. Yes. You don't have permission to protest at all. Now ceasefire is being forcibly removed. Where they've been moved as well. There's quite a few people who were moved just then. So now that he's been moved over here now, and it's because of the imposters that's been considered an assault. So let's just see if we can get around this corner here.
You're not. You're just assaulted. Have I been assaulted?
Well, they're being pushed at all, is what assault, Dan. I think he just pushed him to move him, trying to get everybody to move over here, so it was all part of that, obviously. That's what would have happened there. I was right. I was next to it, though.
You should have. You have. Do you know your own office, officer?
Right, so now we're standing here rather than by the bank because of this. So. Right, so that's it. Straight away, if you get pushed by a police officer to move away, what will typically happen is for that to be considered an assault or something. So I wouldn't be as bothered, but I do want rights. So now there's a lot of police are standing in front of the building right now. There's not too many from the protest. I'm obviously holding these cameras here, 2 of them. So going to see if we get any attention from that. They're right in front. I'm not sure if customers are going in. I'm not sure if it's reopened or not. They may not have done. They're stood inside and outside at the moment.
We will be protesting.
So there you go, yeah, I think it's still in lockdown at the moment. He's just doing something there, he's going...
Please, if it had protests outside them...
There's police horses, let's see what we've got. There's a police van that's just turned up over there in the interim. Police horses down there. Yeah, we've already seen what this says on the other side of it. If you want to have a look, I'm going to have a quick look around the other side. That's it. There you go, fracking courses counter, Google it. There you go. So things are getting a bit, maybe a bit more confrontational because the police don't want the protest right outside of the bank at the moment. That's Barclays, yeah. Yeah.
Have you never heard of the convention, the European Convention on Human Rights? Articles 10, 11.
Once we stay in the EU, obviously.
That does not give you the permission to assault people.
Yeah, right, sorry man, I'm going to go this way.
Assault. A formal police complaint will be going in about that.
So, yeah, what was it like here inside? You know, when you were inside, if I just left, the police had a word with you, was that okay?
Police had a word with me inside, when?
Yeah, when I left and everything, and you were just finished on the end of, you know, all the message you were given, and was that? Oh, you got a power charger, yeah. I was inside about 20 minutes.
The PA should be going.
Right.
You're facilitating corporations. They want to poison your water as well, sickos.
Can just wonder if I can get rid of this bottle. I can't really lift it. Thanks.
You're not going to get any of the money. Your pensions are for it. Bruce was going to be doing your job, and they don't have an oath of office. You've forgotten your oath of offices. I suggest you look it up and read.
You could definitely do with a selfie stick now. Right, so they're moving forward again. So now they're trying to move the protest back across the side again. Yes, the UN did investigate the UK under the leadership of Dr. DWP by Duncan Smith. Might be glad he's gone, but it's still a Tory person who has replaced him, obviously. Yes. Okay, so if he carried on trying to get towards the bank, he would be arrested. So where I'm is like the front line at the moment. Saying hello to notified police who are in 18 inches away now.
There's been no map of any areas. There's been no map of any areas. There's been no map of any areas. So this is an unlawful section 14. Do you realise that?
See them again for the speed awareness course I'm on.
You're applying an unlawful law.
It's not mean just to get arrested, but so it's more of the public are just walking there where the protest has been moved back from now.
And you're still trying to apply it. Your position was over there protecting the rich corporations. Right, you shouldn't be.
There's no one there at all. We need to get this one higher.
Go back to there, please. No, we're not aware of any designated protest. You're not providing a map. That's the first thing you do on a section 14. My God, don't you study anything?
I had a section 35.
I suggest you study a bit of law before you come out trying to impose section 14 on people. Actually, you've got to present them.
Does anyone have like
audibly, which you have not done.
I would hazard a guess because I've had a dispersal order before, which is section 35, where they say you can't even come into this particular area for another 48 hours and you'll be arrested. It sounds like something a bit like that. Do you know what a section 14 is?
7914 said
yeah, we got one inside. I'm just in Swiss a couple of years ago.
Alright, and what generally it is to the...
for emergency officers to assault people. It's actually consistent with Article 10 and 11 of the European Convention on Human Rights.
I had that one, yeah, I had that one.
You didn't give your name, did you?
I didn't give my name, and that was at Upton Chester. Milton Chester. It was a map of the whole of Chester almost, and it was...
Well, we jammed it, but I know what I'm trying to...
Yeah.
Of course, we've got next up in the
Oh yes, because we were trying to stop people turning the food up into the love bank, I remember that, yes. Could ask them what a section 14 is. So do you know what... Obviously, do you know what a section 14 is? Well, I know you do obviously know what it is. So just wondered if you could explain what it is.
Explain what it is?
Section 14, yeah.
The inspector already explained it.
Oh, right.
Speak to the inspector and explain it, but it's I don't like having multiple cameras trying to catch me out. Speak to the inspector, he'll explain everything.
Well, I'll point to that. Yeah, no.
We're not allowed to show that.
No, he's not saying that. He doesn't want that.
Discussing it on camera. Someone explained twice by the inspector. It has.
I don't know what it is.
You can't hear the camera.
We let hear the audio then. Right, okay, yeah. You see your point, you can't. Actually, I didn't hear it because there was so much competition on the megaphone. So that's why I didn't hear it. That's the point. That there was two people on the megaphone. So I think, anyway.
Do you know why the IPCC was formed? No. Didn't think you would. It was formed to install faith in the police complaint procedure.
They were live trying to find out what one is. They said explained it, but actually what happened was is that there were two people on the microphone at the same time, and you wouldn't be able to hear it if you went back on Bambuza to hear it. So there you go. So I think I know what it is. I don't think he's going to take the mask off. Yeah. Beats whatever's on BBC One this afternoon. Yeah. I say there's nothing to worry about. But you do feel safer with a camera. You do feel that things are off the record. I feel safer with Bambuza. Things could happen, well, that's, you know, like it would have done in the past, because it's only between you and whatever, isn't it?
They can't do their job.
Testing will be taking place in Sefton, just on our back door.
Oh yeah, I tried to get the cop to explain what a section 14 was, and he wasn't interested because he said he'd already explained it on the megaphone. I didn't hear that because people going at once.
Anybody heard that properly?
Do you know what it is?
More or less, yeah. It designates an area which is forbidden, which is up to hit the tree here apparently.
Oh, is it?
And if we return within a period of time, which I didn't hear what the time was, we can be arrested. And that runs out in about 15 minutes, I think.
Oh, so after 15 minutes.
Yeah, go on, yeah. Sorry.
So after 15 minutes, we're all right.
Well,
yeah.
you know what fracking is? Yeah. Right. Well, Barclays Bank owns 97% of Third Energy, which is one of the fracking companies. It's just been given permission to drill the most the people who made the decision were anti-closures. It was 4-7, and the ones who voted for it, some of them are actually conservatives which means we can't protect. They've been doing it for a couple of years, so we can't have a fair one. But they've now decided in about 15 minutes they're going to arrest anybody who crosses this line.
Right, now we got it. Oh, so in 15 minutes all this area is going to be like a no-go zone. Right. And that's called a section. How big can they make section 14? Because it's usually going to be a small area.
I don't know. I think someone is going to define it. Yeah, I presume there must be limitations. I don't know how it works.
It would be the whole of Liverpool.
Stein might be able to tell you, but he's a bit biased.
Yeah, he's clued up to a lot of a degree, though, doesn't he? About what he knows his rights. Put it that way.
You know who reckons he was assaulted?
Oh yeah, I was right there with the video on that. So,
I didn't get on video, I saw it.
I did, I think. So, got some interesting stuff. You know, if we can get out of Liverpool with it or online. So. So at the moment it's not arrestable to go near the bank even, would you say? Not arrestable to go near the bank at the moment.
Go near the bank?
Just to go by the bank over there.
Oh yeah, well, try it, do you like it? I think you've got about another 10 minutes before you get arrested. I've been wandering around there, just taking photos.
Well, I'll go over this side of it, and if they'll start moving, I'll consider them present.
Yeah, a bit risky if you do it in another 10 minutes.
13, yeah. What have we got? Right, so we don't... I can't even take a bloody picture. I'm going to stop this file so that I've got my other camera, which is better quality than Bambuser, obviously. Back on again. The bank is still sealed. People are just walking past, and I'm, you know, half part of the process, half not, you know, sort of filming things and that. So they're going to declare this area. They're going to declare it Section 14 for the protest. So you're going to be, if you're involved in the protest, I don't know how they define that, you're going to be stopped from coming within this area on the other side of the tree there.
Fracking me.
Sorry, man. My bag's still there, so I can't really carry that very easily, to be honest. So you can see that it's sort of gathered by the tree anyway, having the same effect. So, more or less. Nobody's going in the bank, so it's not making much difference. It not being in front of the bank, really. And we know that Barclays are a part of this third energy thing in North Yorkshire. I've said that already, but if you're just joining us, 97% part of it they are, which is means that they're basically funding fracking, 97%, isn't it? So on the other side, it's all being kept back at the moment. So step up here and get a bit of view, but I can't because of all this stuff on me.
No press anywhere.
There is a bit. We're on Bambuser. Yeah, that's a good point. There aren't really any press now, but I think it might be interesting to the Liverpool Echo or local radio, even though it's more corporate, which, you know, for independent media is something we've all got now. We can put this on Facebook, we can spread the messages on a live broadcast on Bambuser like this one, or upload video, you know, show everything. Even stuff with a bit of a fracas with the police where they're trying to move everyone back. You know, they've got to watch themselves because that can all be videos, and it has been. I suppose it's good because that's for everyone's protection as well, to stop things going out of hand as well. They're less likely to with that knowledge that it could be videos. And I wouldn't mind, but let's just talk about how what's happened in the United States and how important tap water is. I've got my hands full. We're just going on the megaphone just so. So how important do you think your tap water is? That's what we're talking about here, the importance of your tap water. You do everything with that. I mean, you wash everything. You make cups of tea and coffee. You don't need to spell it out, everything that's done with. Fracking is a practice that actually threatens the tap water because no matter what they do to try and stop it, the fracking chemicals they use deep underground, and we're talking, it can be below a mile underground. This is an extreme form of mining that Barclays are going to be funding in North Yorkshire. That pollution can get into the water table, and then the water in a whole area will never be safe to drink again, or at least for a very, very long time. It can cause cancer and associated illnesses. This has actually happened in the Western world. Pennsylvania, it's happened in the US. They've done a lot of fracking already in the US. They've done it in, particularly, I could name off the top of my head, in the states of Pennsylvania, Colorado, and Texas. And they've been having problems already. In the UK, it's not quite too late. We've only had a small amount of fracking so far. We're talking 2011. A small amount of fracking when it happened in Lancashire. It led to a mini earthquake. So you can see already things were going wrong. Now, for the first time, they've granted permission for fracking in the county of North Yorkshire against the public's will in that county. And behind that funding for the fracking, it's Third Energy. 97% owned by the bank that you see here, the Barclays, which has been connected to the worldwide banking families and Rothschild, are going to be trying to make a profit from damaging the earth in this way. Fracking is an extreme thing to do, and it will have consequences for all of us. Earthquakes, ruining the water table, and essentially our quality of life. That's how important an issue it is. Sorry,
what time are you here till 5?
that was a bit of a different.
Although I'd hate for them to have to go through all of that paperwork.
You could just do a catchphrase where it says, is your water going to be safe? Don't bank on it.
Oh, that's a really good catchphrase. I wish I'd thought of that.
There's something over there, but it's still got that sheet. It's got all the stuff on it.
Oh, no, we're getting off now anyway.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, we're going to get the bus.
Shall I just say that last thing? Would that be?
Yeah, cool.
Is your water going to be safe in future? Barclays doesn't bank on it. As they're funding Third Energy to the tune of 97% who are going to frack inside North Yorkshire.
Get your sign, yeah.
Water isn't going to be safe to drink because fracking has not been proved safe. The fracking chemicals can end up in the water table. You cannot avoid using water. This is a basic thing we all need for life. This is a very, very, very serious issue. Is your water going to be safe? Barclays doesn't bank on it. So we go megaphone. I'm thinking of getting my own at some point if I haven't got half of them. And I've overdrafted Barclays. So they would be funding their own campaign against Barclays and they literally would be. So, and we're standing here. Otherwise, yeah, I'm open to it because I don't see if you can clear the overdraft. I'll see you later, yeah. I'll see you later, yeah. If there's anybody left down you should know where, then you should know where they're going to be going down there.
It's been a really good turn out, hasn't it?
Yeah,
yes, and the thing about blocking, I mean, it's I don't think we've had one as long as that before.
That's still over there. Gone. So did I. I want to try and upload
Yeah,
something.
we'll get the bus. Well, I've got to see the cats and I'm getting the bus from them. So, we'll
See you soon, man.
Have a nice evening.
Bye.
Bye. You're thinking of going to the social centre after this?
I may, I'll see what's doing.
Well, if there's any Wi-Fi, I might try and upload the first video.
I might look in there, but I'll see what's happening first. I'll see what other people are doing.
Okay, yeah. So there you go, and you should know, I want to hear about the socialism, the protests and that. So, it's the cafe's on a Saturday, mainly in the afternoon. And it's underneath the News from Nowhere bookshop there in Bold Street. But I think it's drawing to a close, and what they're doing now, as you can see, you can see all this cop stuff going on over there. Yeah. It must be drawing to a close now. At 4 o'clock, they're going to arrest people who go past here. That I don't know how they identify who's part of the protest and who isn't.
Yes, isn't that handy? Yes. They're going to prove everywhere.
I was going to ask you, do you, off the top of your head, know what a Section 14 generally is?
They imposed it on the restriction. Now, we had fun on them last year when they were opposing Section 14. Because we had people, I said to them, just put your fingers in your ears, walk around. They've got to prove that they served that on you.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
And then they can restrict your movements. So at the minute, these have not served the Section 14 on me. They think they have,
right.
Well, they've not. If I went over there, I'd quite lawfully go over there.
Right, I see,
if I put the arrest on Section 14, I'd be thrown out of court.
But you would get But you probably would get arrested first before it got thrown out.
Well, they're that thick that they will impose laws that don't count, like, you know, so
Right.
this is what you get, thugs that are backing the corporations using physical violence to bolster that.
Well, yes, or stopping you being in front of a bank.
I was assaulted, he's laughing over there, I was assaulted and getting pushed over there, like, you know, you just giggling. I did.
I saw you laughing, yeah.
Well, it's not a laughing matter. Assaulting protesters is not peaceful protesters right to 10, 11 European century. Peaceful protesters are right to 10, 11 European century. There's no need. There's no need.
So that's section 14. You'd risk getting arrested anyway, even if you could say, well, I didn't really give me the section 14, obviously. So, no. So,
when we first arrived,
let's draw into a close now. It's at 9, yes.